about $1 billion of it is taking place in West Louisville. They kind of have a series of catalytic projects there, including the Beecher Terrace redevelopment, the track on Ali at 18th and Broadway. We have the Passport headquarters on the west and the new YMCA complex on the east. That's not all of the billion, but you can see building off of those will be several other activities that we're very excited about. As all this goes on too, one of our major focus areas is to ensure that as we regenerate the West and Russell, we do that without displacing the residents who are living in Russell. So oftentimes you see around the country gentrification take place and then people are forced out. That is an explicit goal of ours to make sure that that does not happen. And I know with our partners with the Housing Authority, the chairman is here with us today. Chairman Reed, thank you so much for being with us. One of the legends in our city, a winner of the Martin Luther King Freedom Award. Let's hear it for Chairman Manfred Reed. Thank you, sir. We'll have a lot of people working together to make sure that we achieve that goal. Obviously, what we want to make sure is that everybody in our community benefits from the investment that's taken place. And that's why we're standing here on this really important corridor for our city, and that's the 9th Street corridor. Our team at Metro is really focused on 9th Street in a variety of ways. We want to make it safer. We want to make sure we're having the proper infrastructure investment taking place around here. We want to leverage private investment and make it a connector, not a divider. Many of us have heard of this as the 9th Street divide. One of my goals is to have that term gone, and this is seen as a 9th Street bridge or a 9th Street connector. And with the work that you're going to be hearing about, you'll see why that's going to come together as a reality. In 2019, when we look forward to what's going to take place this next year, Phase 1 of the Beecher Terrace transformation will be occurring. That includes a senior facility that will be complete. And Phase 2, about 100 townhomes and apartments between 10th, 11th, Jefferson, and Liberty Streets will get underway. I want to recognize Lisa Osanka here, the director for our Housing Authority. You're busy. You got a lot going on, so looking forward to that. We've been talking about our bus rapid transit system for quite some time. Our first ever bus rapid transit system will be introduced in 2019. We're going to start the stabilization of Quinn Chapel, which of course has a super historic spot in the history of our city. That's where much of our organizing took place as our city fought against racism, as our civil rights movement took birth in our city. So much of that emanated with Quinn Chapel, and Martin Luther King was a big part of that. We're going to debut The Knot, which is a really cool public art installation at 9th and Main Street. And in 2020, the River Road extension work will start. So extending westward here into the city toward what will be Waterfront Park Phase 4. Also, working with Waterfront Development Corporation on the Waterfront Park Phase 4 and with the Louisville Central Community Center on Muhammad Ali Boulevard with the Arts and Culture Commercial Corridor. So you can see there's a lot going on. It takes a guide to really understand what's taking place, but this work is all funded and it's underway, and obviously you can see some of the construction taking place. Returning here to 9th Street. 9th Street doesn't have to be this way. Okay, this is a very broad, very wide, very unsafe corridor, kind of designed under transportation principles that are decades old. So we have a variety of objectives here with 9th Street. We know that cars drive too fast. This is one of our most dangerous corridors in the city. Pedestrians do not feel safe, and a lot of the right-of-way is not being used effectively either. So after a lot of community engagement, our advanced planning team has completed Reimagine 9th Street. So that's a master plan to make 9th Street from River Road to Broadway much safer and much more pedestrian-friendly. Gretchen Milliken has been leading that effort. I want to recognize Gretchen. Thank you for that work. So as you can imagine, when you have a plan, it requires resources. So we've applied for a large federal grant and federal assistance to put that plan into action, and we're hopeful, but we're also competing with hundreds of others of cities with their ideas on that. So we'll know whether or not we're going to get that federal grant hopefully by January 1st. If we don't, we're still going to move forward on some projects. One is we're moving forward on today that we want to talk to you about. We applied for a grant from our friends at AARP and their Livable Communities initiative. The new crosswalks that you see here, the plaza with benches, and plaque for the public art piece that you see here were largely made possible by a $10,550 grant from AARP.
It's a privilege to join Mayor Greg Fisher, council members, Louisville Metro staff, citizens, my fellow AARP volunteers, and our state director, Mr. Ron Bridges, to recognize the important steps Louisville Metro is taking to become a great place to live at any age. Across the nation, AARP is committed to helping build more livable and age-friendly communities. In Kentucky, we are beginning to see more and more communities taking up projects to help make their towns, their cities, and their neighborhoods more livable. But many residents and local leaders are still asking themselves, what is a livable community? For AARP, livable communities are cities, towns, counties, and states that provide safe, walkable streets, age-friendly housing, transportation needs, access to needed services, and opportunities for residents to participate in county and community activities. Building age-friendly and livable communities enhance personal independence, helps residents to age in place, and engage people of all ages in areas of civic, economic, and social life. A livable community is designed with all residents in mind, from the very young to the older adults who want to remain in their community and call that place home. In 2018, Kentucky cities received $25,000 in project funding to support and improve livable communities in Danville, Louisville, and Lexington. Across these three Kentucky cities, they represent a combined population of 1.2 million Kentuckians. Over the past 2 years, AARP has awarded 220 Community Challenge grants nationwide, totaling $2 million. These small, quick action projects are designed to help communities make immediate improvements and jumpstart long-term progress to, again, support those of all ages. Nearly 1,600 applicants were received from nonprofits and government entities in 2018. AARP is delighted to see the investment of Louisville's AARP Livable Community Grant with a focus on creating more walkable and public spaces by improving the crosswalks with bump outs, new benches, new pavers, and a historic arc plaque. Now as the citizens walk across 9th Street, they'll be able to take a break or just enjoy the outside space. Again, AARP is proud to work with local communities to help them make improvements so residents can get the most out of where they live, again, no matter what their age is. And ultimately, our vision is to, in the future, in which U.S. communities, urban, suburban, and rural, are great communities for all. Again, thank you, and have a blessed holiday. Thank you.
Thank you, Charlotte. Really appreciate the help on this. Investments like this are helping put our age-friendly plan into action. And what that plan does is create an accessible and inclusive city for people of all ages and abilities. So it's really important for us to be that type of city. I want to thank everybody at AARP, U of L, KIPTA, and Louisville Metro Government for working together on the age-friendly plan. We are here in Metro Council District 4. We have a very busy council person that runs Metro Council District 4 because of all the issues that she's involved with, which are very important. And then we have all this building going on.
Well, welcome to the heart of District 4. And as a card-carrying AARP member, I believe that Mayor Fisher carries a card as well. He may not have wanted to admit his age. I've been a card-carrying member since I turned 50 years of age because my husband is chronologically gifted, which offered me the opportunity, Kevin, as a spouse, to take advantage of those benefits. There's many cards in your pocket, And AARP is one of the most important, most used cards I have. So I wanted to mention that and thank you. And hopefully we'll get a few more members, because J.O. Blanton House and Avenue Plaza, located right here where we're standing, has more than 20 floors each, full of wonderful folks. These are some of the first folks I met and came and talked with 2.5 years ago when I decided to run for office. And it was this very conversation that they wanted to talk with me about. So Mayor Fisher, I can't wait to go inside and make sure they come out and see exactly we're doing what they asked for. They said, Councilwoman, please help us feel more connected in the neighborhood. Please help us feel safer when we walk across or try to get across 9th Street. And they also said, Councilwoman, you see these lights over here on Muhammad Ali Boulevard in between 7th and 8th Street? They said they put those fabulous lights up and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. They've been working continuously now for 22 months. And they said there's a crosswalk, but there's no ramps, accessible ramps. So I'm proud to announce also today, that was the very first project that I took on as a council person. Now Jeff O'Brien, with the help of you and several other people and Public Works and everywhere else, those crosswalks are in and those accessible ramps are there, and the folks in these buildings are very appreciative. So I ask you, can you join me and imagine a community where everyone feels connected? Because if we think everyone is connected, and we think we put all of the things in place for everyone to be connected, it doesn't matter if they don't feel connected. This is a reality. You know that it is. Celeste, you've been spending your whole life working on connecting people and bringing more and better services to neighborhoods. This is a great example. We also want to bring more and better jobs into the neighborhoods. This is an example of helping to do that. And most importantly, we want all of our neighborhoods to be more safe. So thank you to AARP, thank you to Gretchen Milliken and her team, and to Mayor Fisher for providing the leadership that we need.
All right, folks, thanks for coming today. Just a little more data, too. The improved crosswalks that you see here have been shown by the Federal Highway Administration to reduce vehicle pedestrian collisions by nearly 50%. So if you're one of those folks that's getting hit, that's a big deal. Also, 9th Street from River Road to Broadway averages 142 crashes per year and 255 jaywalkers per day. Okay, so when you think about whether or not this is an issue we should be addressing with kind of these simple approaches today, we're doing that. So the takeaways from today are just kind of tactical improvements here with great help from AARP, and we really appreciate that partnership. But then over the next year and couple years, we'll be meeting a lot in West Louisville to talk about and see the $1 billion plus of improvements that are taking place. So obviously we want this investment to hit all parts of our city, and it's happening. So thanks everybody for coming out. Have a great Friday and a great weekend.